Hello, I'm John. I'm the custodian of Currick, and we're on our way to taking her back to her former glory. I am down at the edge of Southampton Water. I wasn't intending to be able to see the boat this week due to another commitment, but that has shifted slightly, so I've come down to have a look at progress. And there's been quite a lot of work gone on in terms of the finishing of the interior. So the chart table is getting very close to being done, and I'm delighted with how that's looking. The battery boxes that we talked about last week are looking close to complete, as is the layout of the bunk itself. And as we were looking at the storage last week, we made some decisions, and it is delightful to see how that's been turned into a change that should make the boat more livable on, which is great. And that I guess is the sort of message from today, which is that if we get the thinking right just ahead of the doing, then everything looks terrific. If we haven't thought about stuff and get bounced into decisions, then things are unlikely to be as good as we'd like them to be. And for those of you who are familiar with Southampton Water, you'll notice as I pan round here that there is something really rather spectacular missing, and that is the Fawley chimney, which was taken down a couple of weeks ago.
So when we looked at the bunks last week, we decided actually it would be a good idea to put a couple of bearers in, and those were templated and put in this week.
So the other thing that's happening at the moment is the necessary conduits and holes are being drilled such that we can move power and electrics through the boat in order to get things up forward, and we want to do all of this now rather than when we've buttoned the whole thing up.
So in the afterbirth, what we needed to do is make sure that there were boards down that would allow us to put the cushions on, but then also keep everything in exactly the right compartment.
So it's not quite complete, but it's getting there. This is the space underneath the chart table. So the lockers have gone in, and there's a faceboard that needs to go on. But that is really rather smart, and so there's a face piece that needs to go on. There's the box inside. Those are the little caves. They've all been varnished and sealed. That gives us as much stowage as we can possibly need.
So this sequence should show how it all goes together. So the bearers went into the space where the cupboard was going to be, and then obviously the box started to get built out, and all of this is being varnished as it goes in.
So this is the chart table back bulkhead. It's all been varnished, as has everything that you've seen already, and just where these lines are here, that is going to get sanded in order to give an abrasive surface such that the sealant, when it goes on, will hold everything together.
So this is the finished article in place, in on a Friday, and ideally it will cure over the next couple of days. Also now in are the battery boxes, and the top of that is in. The batteries obviously need to be strapped in case they move around in a seaway. So after a fair bit of work, all of that is looking shipshape, and this is the build-up of that afterbirth, all done so it can be taken apart easily.
So one of the things that was on the boat that we're going to try and bring back, it didn't look as if it was terribly old, was the gas cooker. It's looking a tiny bit dusty, and there's a tiny little bit of corrosion, but we're going to give it a good clean up and see how far we are away from having something that can be made properly safe by the gas engineer. So I hope you enjoyed the video. In addition to the work that's going on down the boat, there's a fair bit of admin that needs to go on as well. So we have registered with the MCA ship register. We've also sorted out our radio license. Those things are useful in terms of getting ready for buying a lot of the safety equipment. A lot of that needs to be marked up with the guaranteed boat name and the guaranteed radio identifiers and things like that. So in addition to the hard work that's going on the boat itself, there's a fair bit of admin that is all gently moving in the right direction. I hope you enjoyed watching.